there's a tragedy is unfolding. Okay?
Does it involve Meghan Markle?
No, it is so much worse. It is so much worse. I don't know whether I'd have been better off learning about this recently or thinking about it forever, but I found out recently and my body just like collapsed inside.
Was it that those cookies have 700 calories? Because that's what happened to me.
No.
Mayo experience.
Mayo experience. Mayo experience. Mayo experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by Underdog. Today we are doing two drafts. One, me, Geoff, and Tim
Cust.
Not my name.
are going to draft along with Paul and Jared to draft 8 players snake-style fashion for the majors only this year. Now, if you want to participate in a majors-only draft, which is just 4 tournaments, by the way, I know the players is the 5th major, but that one doesn't count. You can go to Underdog right now, and you can draft against 5 other people. There are 2 contests still open. One's $50 to play in, one's $10 to play in. There's $50,000 to first prize. You just go into the Underdog lobby under PGA, boom, majors-only draft. I have a video on it. I have the strategy article in the description right now if you want to check that out. So use code Mayo at Underdog right now. Get yourself a deposit bonus of up to $1,000 and you can draft yourself. But Tim, I thought it would be fun to, before Masters Week actually gets here, to make some picks for the whole year.
Yeah, I don't hate this idea. It sounds like fun.
Tim doesn't hate the idea, Geoff.
Well, it's like, will I get credit for my good picks the way like I've gotten 0 credit for having a perfect Final Four bracket? Probably not.
Paul was waiting. How long that would you have a perfect bracket, do you?
A perfect Final Four bracket.
Yes.
I picked the Final Four correctly, and not so much as an iota of credit from anybody. But that's fine. You know, it's not the first time that I've done something on this show to be perfect, i.e., a perfect Survivor season and gotten 0 credit. It's not the first time I've done many things here that perfectly and gotten no. People always remember where I went wrong, but no one ever remembers where I went right. That's fine. That's okay. I'm sure I'll do fine here too.
I mean, your bold take of picking all the 1 seeds to advance to the Final Four is pretty impressive.
It is
Tim.
bold.
I'm giving
happened one time in the history of the tournament. It is
So
bold.
the 1 year, like you finally did it after doing it for 20 straight years, it nailed. Congrats.
I don't do it every single year.
How you doing in your bracket?
Okay.
I'm doing okay.
You better have the tiebreakers.
Yeah,
set. Whatever you,
Who do you have winning then?
Oh, the Blue Devils
Over who?
what's the tie? Whoever wins the
over Florida.
there's a tiebreak. Like all the brackets this year are going to tiebreakers. So whatever that is, guess the score of the final game or total seeds, something that you did. No one is winning this year without the tiebreakers. But yeah,
Well, I'm not
it is-
even in the competition. I just wrote out my bracket myself.
Yeah, of
So
course
then
you
how
are.
do you know how you're doing in a bracket competition if you're not even
Well,
in one?
you asked me how I'm doing. You asked me how I'm doing in my bracket. I'm doing quite well with my bracket.
Well,
vis-a-vis
I mean-
previous years.
You're not even playing in anything.
This is so disturbing. Honestly, before we started recording, Tim seemed like, you're pretty intense, and I can see why. Like, we're 20 seconds in, and you had to drop the hammer.
Well,
What
because if
else?
I didn't, it wasn't coming up.
We had actually made plans to bring it up and congratulate you, but you had to really reach for it, didn't you?
Well, I'm just asking for all I want is what I've got coming to me.
No, you're
So
not.
what
You're not.
was-
You're
what
not.
is
You're
your
not
plan-
asking. Hold on. You're not asking for shit. You're demanding shit.
Well, it just seems like, I don't get many opportunities to do so.
So what's your claim? You like draft a guy tonight who wins the Masters, and we're not going to give you credit? Like that was your preemptive claim because of this?
Maybe something like that.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know about your bracket.
Okay. Well, I guess I can excuse you.
Have you
for your
tweeted
ignorance.
about it?
No.
What do you
It was
want?
mentioned. It was mentioned. People knew.
He just told me. He texted me.
Yeah.
He's
and
like,
you mentioned it on your show.
And it's not even that you said you were picking it. You said, would it be a bold take if I took all the 1 seeds? We're like, no, it would not be a bold take if you took all the 1 seeds. But you got it right, so that's good.
Yes. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Feel good about
I
that.
feel people go out of their way to give you credit when it's deserved.
Some people do, but none was coming, and I was like, why am I not getting my credit? Where is it?
How long have you been sitting on this? Have you been stewing for the past 24 hours?
No, I'm not stewing. I have better things to do with my time than stew about this kind of stuff. It just occurred to me.
Like play Mario Kart on the Wii?
Look, I am so bad at that, but it was fun anyway. I played it for the first time in forever. I was so bad at it.
So you didn't win?
Won like one race.
Did you get the blue shell when you were in last place and you're like, I don't know if I should use it or not, so you just held on to it the whole time?
No, but what I'm real good at doing is getting bullets. That is a real talent.
Does that mean you're in last?
Yeah, you have to be
Or
not only are you in last, you're in last by a lot.
No, not necessarily. You don't even have to be in last to get a bullet. You can get it in 11th or 10th.
We play Mario Kart as like a family on the Switch. It's a good, yeah, it works. Kids love it. My wife's into it.
I mean, part of the reason I think I didn't do as well is because the Wii controller I had didn't have the safety strap, so I didn't feel as confident as I usually do. I like to put that strap around my wrist. Because, like, you're making intense turns to the right, turns to the left, turns to the right, and I'm always concerned it's going to go flying out of my hands, and so I felt like I had to throttle down a little bit because I didn't have the safety strap on. I'm not using that as an excuse, but I'm just saying I think I might have done better had I had my strap.
Well, you get your strap on, you'll be good to go, pal.
You know what I'm saying.
I do. We're going to be doing our official Masters picks on Monday's show. Jeff and I will have the entire breakdown, and Tim will come on to tell us his 3 guys who are going to win the Masters potentially and 3 who will not. Have no chance of winning the Masters. I assume Laurie Cantor's just in the chamber already.
Laurie Cantor is in the Masters?
He got himself, he played well enough to get himself in.
I would prefer him not to do that well.
So Laurie Cantor, let's write that one down. What we're doing today is doing the draft. As I mentioned, they're up on Underdog right now if you want to do them for big money, but we're doing one just to talk about some guys and see who we like. I have our hat available for us to see who gets the first pick, the second pick, and the third pick. So the first pick is going to go to Tim Undercust.
It's not my name.
You get the first pick of the draft. The second pick of the draft goes to, I took 2 out at the same time.
Are we drafting for like the 4 majors or just the Masters?
Just the 4 majors.
Yeah, just the 4 majors.
Yeah, Jared and Paul get the second pick. I get the third pick. And Jeff, you get the last pick. So you get the turn. You get 4 and 5.
I think this can work for me. I have a feeling this is just going to turn in. I mean, Pat, high probability.
Tim only takes live players?
I take live. Well, after his first pick, his rest of his team will be live players, and I just take my favorite players, and you and Paul and Jared are just having a real draft against each other.
Oh, I'm just going to take dudes that I like, too. Come on now.
All right, let's go.
All right, so let's do this. Tim, you are on the... How about this? How about everyone smashes the like and subs to Mayo Media Network? We're almost at 50,000 subs. We could use more. We got 10 days of Masters coverage starting on Thursday. I'm giving away a $5,000 trip to Toronto where you can see all of us in person at the PME live show. It has 2 days of tickets to the Canadian Open, airfare, hotels, and 2 tickets to the Blue Jays game where if Jared was recording before we started, you'll hear Jeff talk glowingly about this new section at Skydome for 8 minutes or something.
It was like 2 minutes, but yeah, I saw. I was one of the cooler things I've seen in a venue in a long time.
So if you live in Canada and you live outside of Ontario, you are eligible for this giveaway. I wish more people could be involved, but this is the way that it has to go per regulations. You hit the description right now. You get a link to CoolBet that's down there. It brings you to the drop page for the Pat Mayo Experience giveaway, that $5,000 giveaway that I talked about. If you ever wanted to support the show and potentially win a free trip for 4 days in Toronto, this is what I would want you to do. This is how you support the show right now. For every $10 that you bet on Valero, Masters, and Heritage, you get 1 ballot in the random draw giveaway to see who ends up winning. You tell your friends about this. They bet on sports, and you live in Saskatchewan or Alberta or Nova Scotia or anywhere outside of Ontario, boom, you get yourself in that draw. You can find the direct link in the description to the pod and video right now. But I'm going to be giving away more money for everyone because I know that's a bit inclusive, but that's the rules that we have to go with. So I'll be giving away some cash giveaways, some merch giveaways, whatever it might be. So sub to the channel, smash the like, and you rate our teams down in the description once we're done. You tell me who has the best team in this draft. Cust, kick it off. There's one pick.
The smart and the right pick is Rory, but I'm going to take Scheffler.
Scheffler is the first pick, man.
I'm not sure. Based on how he's been playing this year, I think it's probably Rory, but I will take Scheffler anyway.
Wow,
I don't like that pick.
I can tell you.
The only reason not to take Rory is because this is the only reason to not take Rory here is that he's doing a major to do well here. He's not going to do that.
That is
So I
actually
get
that is actually not true. If Rory came second in all of the majors, you would most definitely have the best player.
Yeah, maybe so. Anyway, I'll take Scheffler. I'm not so sure it's the right pick, but I'm going to take him anyway.
So we're gonna.
This is me taking San Francisco last year in our football draft with the first round pick, knowing it probably wasn't the right pick, but feeling compelled based on win totals to do it.
You might end up being right if Scotty doesn't end up winning, but it's not like Scotty's playing poorly at the same time too. But in the underdog drafts right now, he is the consensus first. It's him, then Rory, an ADP of 1, an ADP of 2, and then it goes off the board a little bit. Those are the first 2 picks in every single draft in that order. Scotty.
I'm just not going to get the guys I like when I take Rory. When I take Scotty here, that I don't pick again for a while, but it is what it is.
You only have there's only 4 of us in the draft. You're going to get a lot of the guys that you want.
Anyway,
I mean, what's Scotty's floor in the major? 7th place?
Well, I mean, he had one really bad major.
When?
Like, what did he do at the Open Championship? Didn't he play relatively poorly?
I don't remember, to tell you the truth, what he did. No, he didn't. He shanked
No,
that.
he was kind of there late.
Yeah, he shanked that shot on the par 3. It was like the first time he didn't hit the ball off the center of the club.
Which one did he not
Pinehurst,
finish?
I think he sucked, right?
Yeah,
Pinehurst,
one of them he didn't
Pinehurst.
finish that great at.
Pinehurst.
Was it Pinehurst?
Yeah, because he didn't like it. He likes the rough.
Yeah, it's true.
He likes to know what he's getting. He's good at figuring out what he's getting with the rough. He didn't like the native Pinehurst. It really fucked him up. He even did good when he got arrested, but he was horrible at Pinehurst, I think.
Yeah, he was T41 at Pinehurst. And as someone who just played Pinehurst, I can tell you, not a whole lot of rough around that course. Vicious dogs, though. Watch out for them. They'll bite you right in the hand. Terrible stuff. So Scheffler goes as the first overall pick. Again,
I would have been so terrified if that was me.
I mean, I was terrified when a dog attacked me out of nowhere too, Tim. I think the initial reaction is to be terrified of that.
I mean, I was terrified when that fox ran after my putter a couple of years ago and you all laughed at me.
That was outrageous.
I ran away because I was afraid and someone else went and got my putter for me later.
Thank you.
There we are.
I wasn't going. Terrified.
So Cust has taken Scheffler as the first overall pick. We will need someone to score this for us, by the way, just like we do for the one and done. We'll do total cash, like total prize money one, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, so we'll do that. Jared and Paul, you're on the clock with pick number 2.
I liked Rory. I was going to take Rory. And now I like him even more because Tim tried to pick him but didn't pick him. It's the summer of Rory. It's incoming right now. He's in great form, everything like that. Like, couldn't be happier with how that played out for Team PJ. We're calling that Team PJ over here.
I mean, if you end up winning this, maybe you get a private jet out of it. I don't know. Then you're really Team PJ.
Is there money on the line?
No, there's no money on the line for this because then we would need Tim to pay us.
That's fair.
No, not
Took a while after that Bills division.
You got your money.
I did get my money.
So that puts me on the clock at number 3. Even when I was doing the underdog drafts, Jeff, I found that this was by far the worst pick because you have this whole collection of guys that you're just praying wins a major. Like in the ADP right now, it's Colin, Ludwig, and Xander are some combination of the next 3 picks. Then it's like Rahm and Bryson and Brooks, Justin Thomas, Hideki. Like that's where everyone's going. I'm just going to stick with Morikawa. I don't think that he's going to win a major, but I just can, like, even like last year when he came top 20 in all 4 majors, top 10 in 3 of them. But you just need a bunch of money to go on through. Maybe you get lucky and he ends up winning one, but a few top 5 finishes at majors are going to be good for me. I'm taking Morikawa.
You set it up perfectly for me. You sniped Meghan Markle. Now this becomes pretty easy. Ludwig and Xander. We'll give Xander will get the first round pick credential though. Ludwig.
I already wrote it down. And Ludwig is your first round pick.
Sure, I mean it doesn't matter. It's the latter. Ludwig, Xander. Let's go. I like this. I think 4 seemed like is a pretty solid pick to land, but when Tim adds 2 bodies at once, his team will look the best, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean it's a good pick. Do you like Xander at all for these majors? Tim coming off the Marilyn Manson surgery?
He won 2 majors last year, of course.
I mean, this isn't a draft for last year's majors; it's for this year's majors.
No, I appreciate that, but I think that's a perfectly strong pick.
Floor's high. He comes with the confidence of being a major champion. The Masters, he had a couple quality runs. I know Hideki was a second place. There might have been another second place, but I know at least one second place there. The floor is, I mean, I guess all these guys, the floor is pretty freaking high. But it looked like the ball striking was finding its way back, especially the simulator sessions. So, yeah, I think he'll be good. I'd actually argue if the number drifts, I could see myself doing something after last year's Masters I'd never do again. So maybe we'll do it.
Maybe you'll jump back on board the Xander train. He did lead the field in approach at the Valspar the last time we saw him, although even before his injury, and maybe that was what was affecting him, this rib problem. But he hasn't really driven the ball well at all this year, which is kind of a problem for Augusta.
Yeah, you hope he's just got enough reps back in there that it's worked itself out.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we're into the second round. That gives me my second pick. Cust, I'm stealing one of your guys off the hop. I'm taking John Rahm with my second pick of the second round.
Understandable. Why not?
That's exactly.
It's the second best player in live right now.
If you would you have drafted Neiman before Rahm?
I didn't say that. I just said he's the second best player in live.
So you're not in the business of drafting the best players. You're in the business of drafting the second best players.
I think you could stand here and say Bryson's the best player on live.
I think that's hard to do. I think Bryson's very good, obviously, but I think that very clearly Rahm is the best guy on live.
I don't think it's very clearly. I think there was a time where that was true. I'm not so sure anymore.
The floor is high on live too, Jeff. In 4 live starts so far this season, Rahm is T5, T6, T6, T2. That's only against like 13 other players, but whatever.
He's been playing well.
As I said, talking to you on the Monday show, Pat, where we previewed Texas Valero Open. Yeah, that's the tournament. Oh, wow. It's all a blur already. That I think this should be, I'm really excited to see, I want to see Rahm show some life at Doral. I'm excited to see Liv getting what I assume is the primetime Fox coverage. This is the first pick. It's Rahm. He was defending champ last year with the dinner and all of it. It felt like a bad spot.
No, he wasn't. Scotty won the year before as well. He's back to Scotty has won the last 2.
No, he hasn't. It went Scotty, Rahm, Scotty.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
The Masters? Yeah.
Yes, because Scotty's trying to be just the third person to go back to back.
I thought it was Rahm, Scotty.
No, Scotty's trying to do the back-to-back again.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
Yeah, and I vividly remember this because the only time of those 3 years I bet on Scotty was the middle one when he came 10th.
Fair enough.
Anyway, I think Rahm, I think should going to be a real factor at the Masters, and at the moment, kind of feels like no one's talking about him.
Yeah, what are his odds right now? He's still like 15 to 1.
16, yeah.
Yeah, he's still the 4th favorite in this field. He and who is it? He and Ludwig have the same odds. Like I know you took Ludwig above Rahm, but there is no chance that I'm betting Ludwig over Rahm at the Masters if I was forced to pick at the same number.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Ludwig finished second his first fucking ever time.
That's
so,
a loss.
I mean,
loss.
I don't know what we're talking about.
I'm saying who I want to win. You just told me about guys who come in second. I don't care about them. I want winners. And people who want to win, Jeff.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, I don't know. It's we'll see. It's trending. I'm not looking to bet Rahm Ludwig head to head at the Masters, but Rahm, think about that Rahm numbers. If he shows any life, Doral will get shorter, but for me to want to do anything with him, he's gonna have to show some fucking life at Doral.
Well, which one is it? I just told you.
Cited you all the various successful results he's had this season.
Yeah, he hasn't finished outside the top 6 in any tournament.
It doesn't mean anything.
Then why does it matter if he does anything this week? If it doesn't mean anything,
yeah. Why does this week matter?
He's got to just look the part.
That's
He's
not
not
an answer to the question.
What do you mean? Why does this
How
matter?
is playing really well at like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago? That's not playing the part, but playing this week at the Blue Monster, that is play. I don't see the difference.
6th place on Live doesn't mean shit to me.
Then what? Then what do you care if he wins or doesn't win this week?
Because if he doesn't win this week or look really fucking good, then there's no chance I'm going to be on him at the Masters.
So if he comes T6 like he's been doing all year, or T5, you're gonna be like, "Well, he sucks." I don't get it.
I'm not going to be sucks.
Like, what's the barometer here? So if he doesn't win, you can't bet him, is what you're saying.
We'll see. He could look good and not win, but I don't know. I don't know what.
My God!
I don't understand. I said
know
the guy,
that's the problem.
He has not been good this year.
What are you talking about? Are you not listening? Did you not listen to the results that Pat quoted you? First or second, sixth, fourth, sixth, second. Like what?
There's 8 people in his field.
Then what does it matter if he wins against 8 people this week? What's the difference?
Because then, I don't know, I think he's fucking ready to go. The guy's won once in a fucking year.
I have lost so many brain cells over the last 5 minutes, and I don't know if I'm going to get them back.
You're kind of making the Cust hates Rory case right now.
It doesn't sound like there's anything that John Rahm can do short of winning this week that would make Geoff think he could eat, that he even has a crack.
Yeah, or be there right at the fucking finish. You're talking to me about like second places in live when you're like 4 shots back. The fuck do I care?
All right. It just seems strange that a good result doesn't mean anything, and a bad result would be horrible. It's very confusing to me.
It is.
But it's PJ's pick, their second round pick on the squad already. They got Rory with the second pick. It's you guys, back to you.
Did you make your pick?
I did. I picked Rahm,
Oh, of course.
who sucks. And
I mean,
can't win.
sorry, you guys just yelled at each other for so long, I kind of lost track of what was going on there. But yeah, I'm going to snake Joaquin Neiman so that Tim can't have him.
Love it. Good move. He's going to win the PGA Championship, so you got a winner in there too.
Yeah,
Okay.
easy money.
Were you thinking about taking Neiman with one of your 2 picks here, Tim?
Of course I was. However, is what it is. I will take Bryson.
You're going to take Bryson. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to take Bryson, and then
What if,
way do I
hold
turn
on.
here?
What if Bryson only comes 3rd this week at Doral? Would that like give you some pause?
well, I don't know if he's
Hold on.
tuning up.
I think Liv, I said it already today. I think Liv's going to, for the most part, play great next week. I do. But in terms of like betting a guy to win at the same price as like Xander Schauffele or Ludwig Aberg or Colin Morikawa, yeah, I don't know. Your 4th fucking place on the second best gimmick tour on earth doesn't do it for me.
So you're saying you would rather bet Morikawa than Rahm at the same number? If
I'm not betting a guy.
If Rahm has a bad week this week, you'd rather bet Morikawa.
No, because I've already told you I'm not betting a guy to end a 500-day win drought at the Masters. So Megan is off next week's list already. Rahm might be bet next week. Megan, 0 chance.
This is shaping up to be like that Open Championship Morikawa one when literally no one in the world bets on him and he finally
That's not
wins.
true. I think he's going to be popular.
All right. Bryson's last 4 live starts, Tim. Do you know what his results are?
I haven't the foggiest.
10th, 20th, 16th, and 6th. That's significantly worse than Rahm.
Which means that he basically is playing left-handed then.
Or he's just spending a lot of time trying to break 50.
Did you try the bunker shot at
I
Pinehurst
did.
that he hit?
I did try the
And?
bunker shot. I just got it out of the bunker. Yeah, it's so weird visually standing at number 2 and those greens because you're like you see them on TV and I find they do like a decent job of like showing you the elevation changes in them, but you're standing there and it just gets in your head. I can see why guys just play so out of sorts when you get there because the grass, for one thing, like that overseed Bermuda, like you can't dig your club into it, so you can't get underneath the ball. So getting it up, like it needs to be a clean pick completely underneath of it. That's the only way that you don't chunk it or scuff it directly into you. But you're seeing there, it's like a 45-yard bunker shot, and the pin was pretty close to where it was. It was just on the left side of the green. The pin was on the right side of the green for Bryson. But you're looking at it, you're like, I have to hit this bunker shot, and it needs to land on this like 10-foot table or just not staying on the green. And then you like overswing and you chunk it and barely get it out. That's what I did. It was fun though.
Fair enough.
It was by far the worst round I played. It was 3 degrees Celsius when we played. You know that's not good for me.
That is chilly. That is chilly golf.
And you know how I do when it's not ideal conditions.
Yeah, no, that I can appreciate that. Definitely a day where my layers would have been profitable.
I mean, I probably still would have beat you. I lost to Artie though.
Oh yeah, he probably would have. No, good. Artie doesn't miss fairways. So
Artie doesn't. He's hitting his driver now too. Not even his hybrid
Yeah.
anymore.
Guy is a machine.
So you have Bryson with your second pick. It's back to you at the beginning
Yeah.
of the 3rd round. These for no money, these picks should not be this stressful for you.
It's either Henley or Hideki. I'm trying to think which to take here. I'm going to take Henley.
All right, tell us about your guy, Russell Henley. This seems like an off-brand pick for you.
He's been playing excellently this season. what else can I say? He's got a win. He's got 4 top 4s, 4 top 25s. He's in the top 6 or 7 in points, or world golf rankings. Like, seems like the place to pick somebody like him. He's been playing great golf. So I will take him.
He has been uber consistent. I'll give you that. Was Russell Henley on your short list, Jeff? You know, every time we laugh at him, he hits a winner. So you can't laugh at his picks.
I can laugh. Hold on. I'm just trying to find it here. I got the odds board up, like just hypothetically of the 100-1 right now, doing the PGA Championship.
He's like 7th in official world golf rankings.
That's a good number, so I could laugh. I could get it back a little.
Didn't think that was going to happen. There.
So you weren't sniped by Russell Henley, Paul?
I thought the decision was going to be made for us on either Hideki or JT in this spot, and Tim is just a man of so many surprises always. What do you think, Jared?
I like Hideki.
When Henley wins,
He's
when
won-
Henley
he's
wins,
won
Jeff,
at
the amount of credit that you're going to have to give me, because you're treating this the way you treated me picking Wyndham as my gold pick at the U.S. Open. That's basically what you're doing right now.
Is Henley going to be your gold pick at the Masters? Because if you don't pick him to be one of your 3 wins, you get no credit. You know that.
I should
Yeah,
get
you have to
some credit
pick him. You have to pick him the week of the majors for, like, we don't get. This isn't for money, so this is just for fun to see how where
credit.
our heads are at. How do I give you credit, say, like 4 months from now for drafting him? Like, you have to pick him the week of for me to give you credit.
I have to pick him at some point, yes, and I intend to.
Okay, good. Yeah, sorry. I just like world ranking. I don't know about you guys. I felt the easiest way to figure this one out would maybe use like an odds board, although we know major odds boards aren't really the greatest indicator. It was it blends the thing, and
Certainly isn't live performance, that's for sure.
no, because the live guys are high on odds boards. What do you mean?
No, but you're not understanding.
Sure, but I'm respecting the odds boards more than my opinions.
Okay.
So Paul and Jared, your guys' pick. It sounded like you were going to go with Hideki.
Hideki is the official pick. And if it goes wrong, it's Jared's fault because I put it on him. JT versus. So I'm assuming you're picking JT next there, Pat.
I don't know, actually.
You do have Big Dick Vic. He seems to have.
I'm not taking Vic.
No?
Unless I'm taking Victor Perez, I'm not taking Vic.
Fair.
So they took Hideki.
I will take, with my pick, I bet on him to win one of these majors already. In fact, I may bet him PGA and U.S. Open. He is not coming in the best of form on Live, but I'm going to take another Live guy. I'm going to take Rom's teammate, Taro Atten, with my 3rd round pick.
That's a good pick. That's a very good pick.
You sniped him from me because I was gonna add to my Euro. I was gonna, make a Ryder Cup team maybe. Oh, so I have JT. Okay, JT Tommy done.
JT Tommy?
Yeah, done.
Is this the year Tommy gets it?
I don't know, but like
He got his silver medal at the Olympics. He's good.
I don't know if he's actually gonna win one, but I think his overall finishes will do well. And, it might be silly to like take him over, say, a Brooks if it were just like credit for the wins, but it's not. So it's not a win only situation. So Tommy.
So yeah, you can get those top 10 points out of him. All right, I'm going to take Shane Lowry with my pick. Lowry's playing sneaky great right now, and we do get one of the one major where we get the major where he probably could have beat Dustin at Wingfoot, right? We got that? No, that's not right. Oakmont's on it. That's where he could have beat Dustin. He was in 2nd or 3rd place. He was the, right around all year long. That was like the first big performance from Lowry. And we get a return to Portrush where he actually won last time. And I think he's playing very underrated golf and sneakily decent at the Masters after a really poor start at Augusta in his career. So Shane Lowry is my 4th round pick. What do you guys think? PJ.
Big Dick Vic.
You're taking it. You guys can put yourself up on the screen. We set up the camera.
Jared's switching.
Oh, there you go. Jared, you got to put yourself up.
Big Dick Vic. Mostly so Jeff can't have him.
Well, I'd have to. You'd be able. You'd have another pick before again.
You look at the same odds boards that I'm looking at. You're like,
no, but you would have another pick before would even have had a chance.
I'll
is all
probably
I'm
take
saying.
another guy that you want on your list.
Okay, probably. I'm not necessarily going by the odds. I mean, I'm still gonna.
I'm not
pick
going by
guy.
the World Golf Rank.
Oh, now you're not going.
That's
Now
the
you're
one
not
thing I'm
going
not
by the.
doing.
No, I'm
Now
saying
you're not going by the.
Yeah,
odds.
now he's going by the live points list for the year somehow.
I was
My
looking-
point being is like a lot of the guys at this point now all have like the same odd, and now like my bias will always trump. That's the trump card.
I was looking at the World Golf Rankings, and then I saw Russell Henley's name, and I said, "Oh, that can't be right." And I opened up a bunch of sports books, and I was like, "Of course."
No,
that's
I
not
like
right.
Henley, and actually that 100-1 at the
You
PJ.
go ahead and have your fun. You go
I
have
am.
your fun.
I'm having a great
We-
time.
we-
You overdrafted him.
We
Like, that's
we
as
may
simple as that.
we really may just have to all go bet Russell Henley to win the PGA Championship now.
Yeah, no, that seemed like an off-market good line. Looking at a board for that tournament, but yeah, no, Henley Ryder Cup majors. I think he's gonna have a good year. That was Tim called his shot, so I laughed, but I respect him.
Which one is it, Tim, that Henley's going to win?
U.S. Open.
Maybe.
Really?
He's been near.
Maybe now that I say that, I take that back because actually, I think Finau. I think I said was going to win the U.S. Open. I guess I would pick him to win the PGA Championship. I suppose.
PGA champion. And now we need to go. I got to log on to CoolBet and bet some Russell Henley. And you guys can log on to CoolBet now too. Go create an account and you can enter that. And if you're just looking for a Masters pool, like a PDF that you can print out, play with your friends, bring it to the office, that's available to everyone. That's on that same drop page that's down in the description right now. I just wanted to make. I mean, Tim, do you guys do that at work? Do you guys have like Masters pools or NCAA brackets?
No.
Does it not happen, or do you just not participate?
I don't think it happens, but if it does, I don't participate.
You should participate. You should bring in the mat. Think about what a hero you would be at the office if you brought in the Masters pool.
No, I'm good.
I could really use you to do it because it has branding for it on the top.
I'm good.
You can't help me out at all.
I can help you out by picking my picks.
You can help me out by bringing in the sheets to people.
No.
Are you friends with any coworkers?
Yes.
Are you even friends with me? I'm asking you one very simple thing. You can't do it? It's impossible?
No, it's impossible.
How is that? You don't know how to work a printer?
Well, that's also something I struggle with.
That wasn't even on your radar, though, so I don't see how this could be a problem. What if I printed out for you?
No. Do you want my picks?
I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to
Okay.
pay for this show, and now I can't do it because you won't help me.
I'm the worst, apparently. Okay.
Jeff, is it unreasonable to ask?
I don't know. He's being very strange right now. I had my moments of being stranger on this show, but I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, Custy's voting is still open, so ask the guy who can't use a printer. Go vote for him for most insane. Give me your picks.
Brooks and Clark.
Oh, your boy,
If you
Wyndham
asked
Clark.
him to like this show,
He's
on
never done it.
YouTube,
He has never
he
done
would
it.
he would make such a stink about hitting the thumb up on the YouTube video of this show. Like, you'd have to be like pulling teeth from your friend.
Leave me alone.
Contributor.
Leave me alone.
Contributor.
Just leave me alone.
I've asked you to sign up for things, to help me out. You never do
Leave
it.
me alone. Leave me alone.
Why can't you just help me?
Leave me alone.
Why
I
Brooks
get
and Clark?
anxious with all of these things. Why Brooks? I just do. Why Brooks and Clark? Well, Brooks because he's got 5 major
Win
championships,
equity.
and if he's in it, he can. He is somebody who can win it. He's somebody who I would expect to be in the hunt with at least one of these 4 majors. I don't know which. I don't know where. I mean, he played well at Portrush, until the last round. Anyway, just I expect him to play well, competitively well at one of these 4, maybe 2. We'll see. And Clark Clark seems to have turned around a little bit. His golf game's gotten a little better recently, and we're getting to the point now where I have to pick between people that aren't incredibly exciting for me. So why not take somebody that has done me a service in Wyndham Clark?
That makes sense. So if you guys want a list of who's in which major and who's playing all 4, who's only playing 3, you can hit the description. I have that pinned in my Mayo Media newsletter right now. It's completely free to go check out if you're doing one of these drafts or one of those underdog drafts as well, or just ones with your friends and you want to know who's playing in which major. So you're not like me. And like Tyrrell Hatton's not in the U.S. Open. for example, as of right now. If he has a good performance at the PGA and the Masters, then he'll get himself in, but he's not technically qualified for that yet. There are some guys like between the Højgaards, Jeff. Nikolai's in the first two. Rasmus is only in the first one and the last one. So he has a bit more trouble getting himself into the ones in the middle where Nikolai can play himself into the U.S. Open and Open Championship by the end of the year. You got to tweak these things a little bit.
You got to know them.
There
Enter
you
those
go.
contests. You got to know them.
Yeah,
I'm already feeling I could be a bit lost at the moment. So
No, you're
that
good.
information's useful.
You have 4 guys who are in all 4 of the majors. That's help. We'll go back to Jared and Paul. They're on the clock with their 5th round pick.
Hope I'm wrong. Hate the guy. Don't even want to watch him golf. But I feel like he's the best guy on the board right now and somebody who at least shows up at Augusta pretty much every year. It's Patrick Cantlay.
Patrick Cantlay. Jeff, he's quickly becoming your guy, too. You and Paul love
I hate
Patrick
him.
Cantlay.
I hope
it doesn't
I'm wrong.
sound like you hate him. You're picking him.
I hope I'm wrong.
No,
but
so-
he's kind of getting back into form right now.
As we spoke, well, earlier I kind of talked out of both sides of my mouth with Rom. I did that today already with Cantlay, in one hand calling him a not serious golfer, but then later in the show I found myself defending him because I felt like you over portrayed his struggles. Or I don't feel like I put him on a pedestal, but I think this is a good pick, even though he might be unserious. Dangerous though. Dangerous.
We appreciate that,
I like
Jeffrey.
the pick.
You seem like you'd be a Cantlay guy, Tim.
I'd like to see him win a major. Yes.
I think maybe like a lot of players, he's like very involved with player advisory now, and that doesn't usually lead to on-course success.
Except for Peter
that-
Malnati.
Well, yeah, he needed it to hijack himself into field, so it's like different from that angle. But at this point in the draft, yeah, that's a pick. That's a good pick.
All right, so that means it goes to me. Who shall I take with my pick? I'm just going to go off vibes of guys that I've bet on to win majors already. I'm going to take Bobby Mack with my pick at number 5. I just think he shows up at Augusta and lets it roll from there. He was really good at Portrush last time, too. I have a bet on him, 150 to 1 to win the Masters, Tim, and he kind of looks like you. Do you think that Bobby Mack can win?
No, I don't.
That's good news. That's what I like to hear. Jeffrey, you have 2 picks.
Has Finau been drafted?
He has
No.
not been drafted.
Don't.
So this is a tough one for me.
You should take him since he's already locked into winning the U.S. Open.
Do you want me to tell you who I'm considering? Like
Yeah, go for it. I mean, I got the guys that I want to take anyway.
Yeah, so 2 of 3 here. I'm looking at Willie Z, Finau, or Connors. I won't even look at you if you laughed at that, if someone smirked or something. I'm going to go Finau and Connors.
That makes
I may have made a mistake there.
Well, Willie Z is only qualified for the Masters so far.
Great picks, Jeff.
Paul likes your picks.
Yeah.
I like the Finau pick.
Were you going to take Finau eventually?
Yeah, I was going to take him on my next set of picks.
I mean, I keep betting Finau at like Goober events in Texas, and he can't even do well at those. It's a problem.
I'm no longer in the I think they're going to win anything of a major. It's more like think they're going to play well more than once in a major.
I mean, that makes a ton of sense. Someone like Dietrich wouldn't be a bad pick for you then, too.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, he has 3 consecutive top 20s at majors if you're looking for someone. Where is this guy in terms of world ranking? All right, he's not currently qualified for the PGA Championship, but he is number 23 in the world, so he is almost assuredly to get in. And when he wins the Masters, he'll almost certainly be qualified. I think that's how it works. I'm taking Akshay with my pick. I'm just loading up on lefties here in the mid rounds.
That's he should have been part of my 4-pack of considering. Yeah.
You wanted Corey Connors,
Yep. it's fine.
Mr. PGA Championship himself, Corey Connors.
Hey, listen, I hope Akshay wins the Masters, baby.
He'll be very profitable for us if he ends up winning the Masters. I love that. Paul and Jared, you're up.
Actually, we have Mr. PGA Championship getting drafted right here. Couldn't let him pass by. My man, Keegan Bradley.
Keegs.
Nice. Good. Yeah.
Oh,
I was going to take.
You sniped him.
It's a heart play rather than a mind play. Heart.
No, it's a good pick.
golf rankings. World golf rankings are off the charts. So he's probably next on Tim's list.
Yeah, he's like the new Russell Henley.
I'm taking Sepp Straka,
Great pick.
God damn, I had him queued up for my next one. Nice pick.
and I can't wait till he wins Augusta and serves Diet Coke at next year's Masters Champions dinner.
Do you think that they don't have Diet Coke available to people at the Masters?
Yeah, like the beverage menu isn't set in stone. You could pretty much, I assume, ask the staff for any on-brand beverage.
Okay, let me rephrase that. He can. The only offerings will be water and Diet Coke. That's it. That's the list. That's all there will be.
Sorry, is there even like a? They don't make a special cocktail for the menu though.
No, I think they have wine pairings that they can select, or they do select.
Straka's,
I don't know what wine. I don't know what wine pairs best.
This is a
with
really
KFC,
good pick.
That's what I'd be
This is a
ordering.
really good pick.
Yeah, Straka he's been 16th, 46th, and 30th at the Masters in his first 3 tries. The only thing I really remember from him, I think it was, it would have been 2 years ago, Rom won, the really cold year. And he was just wearing mittens out on the course when you watched him on one of those weirdo streams.
But I feel like he's played really good in a few majors.
He was second at that Open to Harman when Harman won by a bunch. There were 6 guys tied for second. It was like Rom, Day, Straka, someone else. I bet him to win at Portrush, so I love this pick.
Yeah, I like it a lot too.
Okay, good. Now what do we do here?
Take a live guy.
I'm not necessarily going to take a live guy here.
What pick is this for you? 6?
This is pick 7 for Tim, the beginning of the 7th round.
Yeah.
Take Laurie Cantor.
No, thank you.
Did you
I'll
have?
take Sahith.
You're taking Thigala?
Yeah, I'll take Tagala here.
Don't love it. Don't hate it. He's a guy playing very badly. Very, very badly, sir. But, yeah.
Nah, so what?
Yeah. Listen, the guys pop
Still a
up.
good golfer.
Guys pop up.
Long season.
I'm actually shocked you took him over someone like Cam Smith.
Thought about it. Might get him later.
Like, who else was on like your radar with this pick?
Adam Scott, Lucas Glover, and him.
Glover's only in one major. So that's probably not a great pick.
Is he just in the? Well, he's in the U.S. the Masters because of his performance there at the Players, right?
Yeah, he's only in the Masters.
I thought top 4 got you into more than just the Masters.
No.
Okay.
No. That's how. I mean, you know what? No, he pre-qualified from something else. I think for making the Tour Championship last year, because the Players doesn't give you those exemptions. Like JJ Spawn didn't officially get into the Masters until this week when he was top 50 in the world. Now Glover is 29th in the world. That finish really did wonders for him to bump him up, but he's no lock to make anything else so far. So
Okay.
probably a good pick that you picked a guy who's in all four of the majors already.
Yes. Thank you. But I do think Glover's probably live. He has his stretches. Anyway.
What do you think Glover's history is at the Masters?
I don't think it's probably very strong. I don't know it off the top of my head, but I suspect it's not that strong.
It's better than I thought it was, but it's not great. It's 20th, 30th miscut. That's 24, 22, 20. Then he didn't qualify until 2014. Before that, 42nd, 49th miscut. It's been a bad run for him at the Masters over the years.
Yeah, that just is. I mean, not everybody is suitable to Augusta. I mean, it's just not his type of track.
Yeah, he's not. Well, he has a terrible short game and he can't putt, so that becomes an issue. But neither can Bubba, and he was able to figure it out. So here we are. You're not taking. Did you consider Bubba?
No, I did not.
You didn't consider the range goat king?
No, I really did not consider him in his camo pants at Augusta.
Jared and Paul, you're on the clock with pick number 7.
It is getting tricky at this point because we're not complete golf nerds like you in terms of live guys and whether they're gonna be in or out.
I will. You can ask me the question and I will respond to you
then
truthfully.
I reveal my hand.
Well, you're
That's
picking
the
before
problem.
me, so what's the difference?
Play to the ceiling.
We're just gonna take Will Zalatoris here.
Good pick.
Willie Z is off the board, an immaculate Masters record. He has never finished outside the top 10, Geoff, at any Masters he's participated in.
He's a wizard, and I suspect he'll be included in the other majors as the season goes on.
He needs a good performance here because he is 63rd in the world ranking. So a good finish at Augusta will prop him up and probably get him inside the top 50, and then he can roll that forward with the signature events, and because there's 2 of them coming up before the PGA Championship. But there is the chance he doesn't get in. I would guess he'd probably be a special exemption into the PGA Championship.
I think I would agree with that. The U.S. Open, not so much, but there's plenty of time for him to earn that, like you said, with the schedule. I don't think the PGA Championship is going to leave him at home.
I would tend to agree. They've invited enough upstart guys, live guys, and whoever else. You'd think that they would pass him off an exemption.
They want the best field humanly possible. It would include Will Zalatoris. There's no debate about it.
Do you think they give Alex Noren a special exemption if he's able to play?
Yeah, jeez, feel bad for him.
He's still 63rd in the world. Maybe he's in these tournaments. I just haven't noticed because he's been hurt for so long. And Noren's only in the PGA Championship, shockingly enough. That's the only one he's actually qualified for right now. Tim, I have an Adam Scott stat for you.
Okay.
He has made 15 consecutive cuts at the Masters.
Pretty excellent.
That's not bad, right?
No, it's excellent.
So Paul and Jared took Will Zalatoris. I, with my 7th round pick, am taking a guy who is only in 2 majors. Fortunately, they're the first 2, and it gives him time to play himself in. If you watch the majors preview show, you know that I've bet him to win at Augusta. If live performance means anything, which Geoff says it doesn't, unless you win, which he already has, it means a ton. I'm taking Sergio with my 7th pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Paul, yes.
This is me.
So that was the guy that I was looking at, and I'm like, is he gonna get into the other majors? He wasn't on like the odds boards for other things, but he's obviously in Augusta.
And he's at the PGA. He got one of the special exemptions to the PGA Championship as well. Playing good golf right now. So Geoff, you have your final 2 picks.
There's someone who hasn't been picked, which is pretty funny, but I'm not picking him, so we'll move along.
You're not picking Spieth?
I am instead of picking Spieth, I will be taking the cook, Min Woo Lee, baby. Let's go. Let's go, Min Woo. And geez, so this is it's a tougher decision than I thought it would be. I want to be fun, but I don't want to be that fun. I don't know. He's such a fucking loser. But maybe one time he'll do something decent. Sung Jae.
You're taking Sung Jae?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to take Byung Hun An.
No, but that would have fit the lead in.
Yeah, that's exactly who I thought you were going for. So that passes it
And
back.
I left you someone, Pat, who I think you're going to take. But I left him for you.
You left him for me. I don't see anyone that
And it's not Spieth. So I guess, yeah.
Who? I mean, I don't even know who it is. I had Aaron Rye as the top guy left on my board of who I wanted to take. It's like Rye, Dietrich was there. Rose is shockingly in 3 of the majors, which I totally forgot about. Fitzpatrick just doesn't get drafted in any of these drafts. He's in all 4 of the majors. Your boy Pendrith is there. Jason Day is still there. Sam Burns is still on the table. Spieth, as we mentioned earlier. Cam Smith is there too. I just don't.
Brian Harmon's in all the majors.
Yeah, he's having a real rough go of it right now. I believe.
I agree.
Let's see his Masters numbers. I'm releasing a giant Masters sheet on the weekend, so I've done all the research for it. His last 3 Masters appearances, Tim. You want to take a guess at how he's done?
Miscut, 51st miscut.
Very close. It's miscut, miscut, miscut.
Yeah. Not great.
Not great, Bob. I am going to take Aaron Rye.
Yeah, good pick.
Worried that it's his first time through most of the majors, although he had a really good showing for us, Paul, the year that Morikawa won that British Open. Because Aaron Rye, he was like the fantasy national simulator
guy.
darling.
Yeah.
If majors play tough, shouldn't he be
Stats
excellent?
guy.
I would think so, yeah. So, Paul and Jared, you have your final pick?
We're going to take the guy nobody wants. We're going to go Jordan Spieth.
Jordan Spieth is going to end up being like the pick.
Yeah, we win
Feeling
the
good about it.
Masters.
Is that a good pick, Geoff?
Yeah, it comes 6th place at Augusta. It's probably already paid itself off for your last pick.
So, Tim, that's you. Who is the Mr. Irrelevant of the 2025 major season draft?
We only get one pick here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. It's your last pick.
Who are you deciding between? You could share it. It's over.
Detry and Cameron Smith.
I thought Day would have been picked.
Or Adam Scott, who I just mentioned, guaranteed to make the cut at Augusta. I can't wait to throw him onto the to make the cut parlay, and he misses the cut. That's going to be the guy that unravels it for me this year. Why Detry over Cameron Smith? You love Liv.
I'm not sure yet. That's what I'm debating between those two.
Because he heard you say a Detry stat.
No,
It's the
Detry
only
has a
reason
win.
it's-
Detry has a win.
But you would, whatever. Okay.
Yeah,
Sure. I like
Detry's
him.
only in 2 majors right now. Cameron Smith is guaranteed to play in all 4.
Yeah, I'll take Cameron Smith.
Cam. Smith.
Well dressed, put together.
Oh yeah, definitely not shaped like a bag of milk and real sloppy looking. Definitely so. Okay, so let's review the teams. The team review in the comment section. Tim, you don't have to do this one. I won't ask you to do it. I would ask you to smash the like and sub to the channel if you have not done that. However, here are the 4 teams. I'll release this on Twitter as well. People can vote on this. So give me your vote down in the description. With the first overall pick, here's Cust 8 players. Scotty, Bryson, Henley, Brooks, Wyndham Clark, Straka, Thigala, and Cam Smith. Team PJ in the corner. Paul and Jared had the number 2 pick in this draft. Your team is Rory, Neiman, Hideki, Big Dick, Vic, Cantlay, Keegan, Zalatoris, and Jordan Spieth. My team is, with the 3 pick, is Morikawa, Rom, Hatton, Lowry, Bobby Mack, Akshay, Sergio, and Aaron Rye. Jeff, your team is Ludwig, Xander, JT, Tommy, Finau, Connors, and Min, Lee, and Sung J M.
I like it.
When I read out those teams, who does it sound like has the best team? I actually like Tim's team.
They're all pretty good.
Although if you added it all up and just took like quality of player, I think Paul and Jared's like not trying to be fancy or pick your favorite guys team is pretty good.
Yeah, I was basically just looking at like sharp sports books and being like, oh, who's getting skipped over here?
That makes a ton of
Henley
sense.
was never on my board.
Again, go ahead, criticize him all you want. The guy's 7th in world golf rankings.
You told me the
He's
world
having a
golf-
good se-
but
he's having a good season,
You
though.
told me that those rankings don't mean anything because it doesn't involve the live guys.
They're not as reflect. Do I think he's the 7th best player in the world? No. But is he a top 20 player in the world? Unquestionably. So
He should be perform fine. And I agree if he's going to win one, it's probably the U.S. Open.
but go ahead, criticize him. It's funny to make fun of him. You know, he's
Listen,
playing
Bay
great.
Hill. He won elevated event. I laughed. He won an elevated event at Bay Hill. Like that is like that's not a major,
That's
but
the best tournament we've had all year. It's the only competitive top tier tournament we've had all year.
No,
It wasn't
the,
a-
the,
it
Genesis,
was a
the
tournament?
Genesis. Genesis was super competitive. The players was pretty competitive
but
too,
Genesis
considering
was
it went to a
played-
playoff.
The Genesis wasn't played where it's usually played, so whatever. You get to win, but whatever. It's like an asterisk.
So you
And the
don't-
players are
hold on,
whatever,
Hold on.
like,
You don't think that a course that hosts U.S. Opens is a legitimate course?
I'm saying no, that's not what I said. What I said was to win the quote unquote Genesis at a tournament at a track where it's never played, it counts, but there's like an asterisk next to it.
what?
In the same way that people put an asterisk next
You
to
just put a
Dustin's
an
2020.
asterisk next to Ludwig's win at the Genesis?
People don't put an asterisk next to Dustin Johnson at all.
Yeah, they do. They do though.
No one even brings
You're
up
talking
Dustin
about
Johnson.
these guys like they won. Well, no, I mean people do some. I mean, the gallery less Morikawa wins get a bit of an asterisk. But hey, speaking of it, credit to Russell Henley. He won a huge tournament, a tournament so big, so important in golf that a blemish-free player was so heartbroken he couldn't even talk to the press.
Do you like this new feud that Jeff has with Morikawa, Tim?
I don't understand it. I don't know what he did to infuriate Jeff, but I understand that once you get on his bad side, watch out. Once he starts giving you a little nickname, which he has done here, there's no coming back from. I've yet to see somebody be pulled back from the wrath of Jeffrey once the nicknames start flying and the little digs begin.
There's
I
one.
just don't.
There's one
The
guy.
guy got
Justin
the
Rose
guy
has
started-
Justin Rose has made a comeback for Jeff.
Yeah, it's true.
I suppose he just doesn't dislike him. So I
No, Justin Rose definitely. Yeah, Pat's right. Pat nailed that. Pat absolutely fucking zonked that. Listen, like you could be a total jerk and then show up next time crying about it and then wanting sympathy from people because you sign autographs for fucking children. What a fucking, Tim. And here's my point.
Do you
Here's my
dislike him
point.
more than Michael Block?
Oh my God, not even close. As like not clearly a true purveyor of it, you haven't heard the rant. The guy took a blemish-free image. He was a protected golfer. The broadcast don't talk about him not winning in 500 days. He's not presented as a jerk. And in one single moment, he made his 500-day drought and being a well-known jerk inside the tour circles an actual thing. So, good. Yeah, there. It's pretty simple. I mean, what an idiot.
You heard it here first, Tim. That's exactly why he hates Morikawa now.
He doesn't like Morikawa, doesn't like Rahm for reasons that I still
I
can't
like Rahm.
possibly fathom.
Yeah,
I'm a big John Rahm fan.
but he sucks unless he's great. But that
No,
doesn't
he's
still
like
matter.
self-righteous. His self-righteous shit with fucking Liv, like, it's really annoying. But
Remember when Tim wanted one of those Letterman jackets that he was wearing?
I don't think I said I wanted it. I
Tim,
just said I think
Pat-
it looked cool.
here's a guarantee I can make. I don't know if they actually sold those things, but if they actually produced them for sale, one day we're gonna get one of those things so fucking cheap, like it'll be embarrassing. It'll be like a relic in sports, and we'll get it. Tim will rock it. It'll be
Like that President's Cup shirt you wanted, but never bought,
memorabilia.
right? It'll be like that President's Cup shirt you wanted.
I
but you didn't
thought
buy.
the shirt the Internationals wore on day one of the President's Cup was fantastic. I wasn't going to pay $150 for it. And when it went on sale online, I was slow to act. They also went 0-4, I believe, that session.
0-5.
0-5 in the shirt. But I thought it was a lovely Beadritty shirt.
Well, if you guys want to do a majors only draft, you can do that at Underdog right now. Use code Mayo and get yourself a deposit bonus of up to $1,000. That brings us to the probably more than mid. What?
I want to just tell you, my buddy, who I've long said works for Markle, he messaged me personally to say you gotta stop. Like, I can't be associated with you if you're gonna talk about her online like this. And we make fun of him because every rag in the world says how she's like a bitch and impossible to work for and nobody likes her. And he's been working for her for a decade. So we're like, what is going on? It's whatever. It's just some of our own fun group chat shit. But he literally wrote me being like, your online presence, I can't associate with you. You're going to take shots like that.
Yeah, I get trying to protect your job.
It's not his act. I mean, sure.
I don't understand what's happening on this show.
He probably, whatever. He probably, never mind. No,
I have no idea.
I don't want to
I'm
get him in more trouble.
I'm completely flummoxed here.
Tim,
Let's
Jeff
halfway point. It's your turn, Tim.
No. Jeff hates Meghan Markle. Tim, why? I don't know.
Why?
Who cares?
Why are people voting for me? Watch this show. Oh my gracious.
Settle down, Tupperware.
That was endearing.
Paul got you Tupperware for Christmas.
Listen,
And
I
was
heard
very
people.
appreciative.
Tim, I have like a full campaign that I haven't run because I just throw counter shots. I'm a gentleman, didn't want to throw the first grenade. So, like, you sat on your hands and did nothing, and I'm just waiting to throw counter strikes. So, anytime you want to fucking throw something, throw it. I'll be ready.
Voting is closing
instantly.
Voting is closing very soon as well. So you can still vote for the Custies. It's down in the description right now. I think voting is closing Masters week. So you got like 10 days to vote in the Custies if you want to. Outdoor golf season is almost here, but is your swing ready? With 126 X Golf locations across 38 states, it's never been easier to dial in your swing year-round. I can speak to this. Going to the simulators all winter long, especially the good ones. You can go to crappy simulators. You don't want to go there. You want to go to X Golf and really prep your game and hit the season firing. X Golf's state-of-the-art simulators let you play full rounds, tee to green with unmatched short game realism. X Golf's auto tee system ensures you're always ready to bomb a drive. No delays or automatic two-putts, just real, competitive golf in a lively sports bar environment. Love a little competition? X-Golf's handicap leagues and tournaments give every golfer a shot at winning incredible prizes. Upcoming spring tournaments include the Majors, where you could win a beach or mountain vacation, or the Cinco de Mayo Scramble, win a trip to New Belgium Brewery in Asheville, and that is just the start. So visit playxgolf.com to find your nearest X-Golf and book your tee time today. Again, trust me on this. You're going to want to go to X-Golf. So visit playxgolf.com. Now that the weather's heating up for almost everyone, you need to flip your wardrobe. And if you're anything like me, summertime means more outfit changes. Golf, work, gym, playground with the kids, restaurants, whatever it is that you do, it probably requires a change of clothing. What you need are shorts and pants that look the part for all those places that are actually comfortable. And that's a hard thing to do. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who's tried wearing a pair of regular golf shorts to dinner after playing earlier that day, only to have your wife tell you that you need to go change because now you're dressed like that creepy guy at the office who wears a golf shirt and golf shorts to work every single day, and it's just a real bad vibe. But here's the thing. Since I've started wearing bird dogs, hasn't said a word. They look the part for the course and everywhere else. Plus, unlike my dressier shorts, bird dogs are actually comfortable. They look the same, but they're not just chafing the inside of my thighs the entire time. I basically wear them everywhere now. And when I was at Pinehurst, a place that's really not known for the casual look, I was able to wear my bird dogs while I was playing, and then I wore the exact same shorts to the dress code steakhouse later that night. Everyone was uncomfortable as they were filling their guts with food. Not Pat Mayo, because I have my bird dogs. No issues whatsoever. And for a limited time, my listeners get a free hat with any order when you use code PATMAYO at birddogs.com. Get this hat completely free when you use code PATMAYO at birddogs.com. Show support for the Pat Mayo experience and let them know that I sent you. That brings us to the midway point of the show, which means it's time for a mini version of Cust Corner!
Cust Corner, it's Cust Corner. Cust Corner, it's Cust Corner. He's got the hottest takes with the highest stakes. He should be president of the United States, but it's Cust Corner, it's Cust Corner. Cust Corner, hee 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 hee.
What would you folks like to discuss this evening?
No, what was that thing that you were telling us about?
Which thing?
The Canyoneering or something?
Oh, no. What? Okay. So I was just wondering, how difficult do you think canyoneering is?
And I had to look up what this was. So can you describe to people what it's pretty self-descriptive, but once you suggested that you could do it, I assume this isn't what you were talking about. But please share with
It's
the people.
basically like working your way through a canyon. There's kayaking, there's like some rappelling, there's like it's like outdoor activities throughout a canyon, as I understand it.
I mean, as a noted indoorsman, I don't feel like this is for you.
I don't know how good I'd be at it, but I'm thinking, like, how hard could it be to, like, scale the Grand Canyon?
What?
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know how hard. How hard would it be?
Impossibly hard?
I don't know. Like, it seems like rappelling is not that hard.
I thought
rappelling's really, really quite simple.
But you're talking about going up.
Hard. No, down.
Well, how are you going to get out?
I don't know.
Well, there's like probably ways out.
A helicopter can come down and get me. Yes.
Tim's like, if it's a tourist attraction, they got something.
No, but if you're partaking in canyoneering, then you rappel yourself down. You got to get yourself back up. That's part of it.
Well, I don't know how I would do that.
Well, then, so impossible is the answer to your question.
Yeah, the helicopter could come get me.
I don't think that counts. That's like when Jeffrey took the cab in the race on Fresh Prince.
No, but this is just like where Tim would actually do this would be more of like a tourist version. There'd be a trail. Where
If it's a tourist thing, why couldn't I do that?
Yeah. If
it's not like going into like a secluded area.
No, it's like mountain climbing. If you
like,
go to a popular mountain that everybody's climbing, I could climb that too. That'd be no problem.
And there'll be a shuttle that they'll pick him up at the bottom from. Like,
well, that's exactly it. How hard could this really be?
You can't. In the picture I saw, it's like you're doing like the splits walking between two like cliff ranges.
I think you got to have some flexibility, yes.
Then how are you going to do
Just stay home. Don't do this. Or just watch, taking the great sights at the Grand Canyon, don't participate. That's my tip to you.
So I think that there's levels to this, as Tim is talking about. Because I Googled canyoneering, and it says, how hard is canyoneering? One of the nice things about canyoneering, Tim, is not physically difficult if you start at a very low level where you're not doing everything. But that's like saying, like when you do your George Michael throw at me and nothing comes near me. That's like you being, I play baseball, which it's not really. You're just throwing a ball.
That's not true.
Well, it is. Like you're not playing baseball.
Well, you're right. Throwing a key at somebody is not playing baseball.
I mean, throwing
but
a key, throwing anything.
But like when I go to like the aqua jazzercise or whatever, that's not exercise, right? Even though it's at a lower level, it's not the highest intensity possible. That's still exercise. You're still doing aqua aerobics.
Sure, you are getting exercise, but you're not swimming when you do that.
That's questionable.
You're not swimming.
That's questionable.
You're standing in a pool.
I'm not swimming laps at that time, but like I'm exercising in a pool. I think that's constitutive of swimming. So like this low-level stuff is constitutive of canyoneering.
Standing on your feet in a pool and moving around and doing like the one high switch. You think that's so you think that's swimming?
That's a form of swimming.
Yeah.
Like synchronized swimming is.
Yeah.
See,
I think if you did that and someone said, "Did you go swimming today?" I think you could say yes.
Thank you. That was my point. If you're going in the pool and you're exercising in the pool, you have gone swimming. QED.
But so you're just lying. So you're openly lying to people.
How is that lying?
Because you're not swimming. Lying? Swimming is an activity that you do. It's a thing. It has.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second, Pat. Let's just hypothetically say on a nice day, I went in the pool and I literally like floated there like a blob. I couldn't say I went swimming.
I don't think that you can. No.
What did you do this afternoon?
I do think that you can.
And my kids were in the pool. It's like, what'd you do today? I took the kids swimming. Like I wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Once I'm in the water, I feel like
that's different. You didn't go swimming. You said you took the kids swimming. I'm sure the kids were swimming.
They were
swimming laps. They were just splashing around. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not like,
we're doing
do
here.
I have to actually do a lap to say I was swimming?
No, but I think in these contexts, what you're saying, Geoff, and even to you, Tim, that I mean, yours is a bit different, Tim. But if you said you brought the kids swimming, people know what you're talking about. If Tim will tell you that he went swimming when he's sitting there working out with 80-year-old ladies and not swimming.
They're not all in their 80s.
Some of them are in their 60s. You said.
Yes, there are some younger people there in their 50s and 60s.
Oh, now some young people in their 50s there now.
And also, like, that is a form of swimming. It is exercise done in the water. That is swimming. It's not lap swimming. It's not a butterfly stroke, granted, but it's aqua aerobics. It's swimming, and it counts. And don't tell me that I'm not swimming when I'm exercising in the pool to like oldies music or whatever and working up a sweat.
If I was in the pool and playing water volleyball against someone,
yeah. I went to play water polo.
Like I went
that's
swimming.
Not swimming.
Oh no! Hold on. If you're playing water polo, yes, that's swimming. If you're playing water volleyball, no, that's not swimming.
No,
water volleyball is swimming.
No, it's
I
not.
would still say like I went into the pool. Like no, I just say I went swimming. Like,
yeah, you went swimming.
But in your mind, if I asked you, Geoff, were you actually swimming? You'd be like, no.
Or if you played the sort of water polo I recommend, which is the shallow end type.
That's not swimming either. That's not even water polo. That's standing in a fucking shallow pool.
You're not just standing. You're like water running. And you're like taking laps or like strokes or whatever.
Strokes of what?
Like to move faster.
Like you're moving your arms like this?
Like moments where you'd swim. You can swim in the shallow end.
Like water polo is one of like
my head,
so that's a good example because water polo is one of the hardest things to do. And then Tim, you're trivializing it by saying, "Hey, I can just play it in the shallow end and not actually have to swim."
I'm not trivializing
but I'm still playing water polo. It's not the same thing.
It's a form of it.
Water polo is very intense, but if I dunk my head under any circumstance, I went swimming.
Yes, as long as you're in a body of water.
So taking a bath is going swimming.
That's not a body
Okay.
of water.
Oh, it can be. How big does a body of water have to be? Does that mean if you go in a pool, is that a body of water?
No, then you're bathing. You're not swimming.
What if you just lay there and float? But your head goes underneath the water. It sounds like swimming to me based on the criteria that you've given me.
If you have left your house and have gone somewhere where you are submerging yourself in
what if
water,
I own a swimming pool at my house, then I go swimming in it. That doesn't count as swimming now?
if you went to your pool, sure. All right, granted. Put that in there as well. If you have left to go to a pool of some sort and you have gone into it, you've gone swimming. Of course you have. What are we fighting about here?
Well, we were talking
There are
about
various levels of swimming.
We were talking of. I think you actually need to swim, physically perform the act of swimming in order to call it swimming.
No, I don't agree. And I don't think anybody thinks that when they hear the words, oh, what did you do today? Oh, we went to the pool and went swimming. People don't think necessarily, oh, you went back and forth doing freestyle laps.
No, I'm not
That
saying
is
you have to
a
do
pool.
laps, but when you're in the pool, you're not even swimming
If I just
around.
go to the
You're
diving
standing
board and I
there.
just jump off the diving board into the water over and over
You're
again,
swimming.
I've gone swimming.
You would
I've
have
gone swimming.
You've
Well,
gone swimming.
I've gone swimming.
You would have had to go swimming because you'd have to swim back to the side. You're not doing that in your jazzercise class.
Okay, but at any point,
You're just standing
even
there.
If I'm doing nothing, I still have to get in and out of the pool.
Yes, and that's enough. That's enough right there. If you're
this is-
like waist deep or better, you're in. You're swimming. You've swam.
You're giving yourself
And that's a workout, and you count it as a workout. And then if you've earned a treat afterwards, you can have it because you've gone to your workout.
Why are you eating treats after your workout?
As a reward for having
what?
worked out.
You're negating your workout.
Not negating it.
You
It's not
are.
that it never happened.
You're wiping it off the board and likely consuming far more calories than you actually burn since you're doing old person aerobics.
No, like the other day, I went swimming.
Okay.
I actually went lap swimming this time.
Okay.
Then
Then I went to
Hold on. Hold on. When you say you went lap swimming, you're holding onto a flutterboard the whole time, right?
No, not that. Nope. Freestyle. 500 meters. I went
Okay.
swimming for 500 meters freestyle.
That's excellent.
Well,
That's
like
great.
450 freestyle, like 500 backstroke. But like 500 meters of lap swimming.
Okay.
Felt great. I needed to run some errands. I went to Costco, got some things. On the way out, I got a treat. I got one of those little chocolate chunk cookies from their cafeteria. And I only got that because I went swimming earlier to reward myself.
Okay. So you burn approximately 200 calories by swimming 500 meters.
Yes.
And the
chocolate cookie at Costco is probably around that. Fair enough.
or more.
Maybe.
Chocolate chunk
It's
cookie.
It's actually really good.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's really good. Those
Are you like
Hey,
Big Justice right now?
Hold on. The Costco food court 7-inch double chocolate chunk cookie, is that what you're talking about?
Yes,
Has
served warm. It's delicious.
750 calories in it.
Just
Oh,
don't
no,
let
that's
him
not
enjoy
possible.
it.
That's
Let
not
him
possible.
enjoy it.
That's not possible.
It contains around
Ugh.
750 calories. So you would need to swim almost 2,000 meters just to break even with the treat that you've given yourself.
You earned it, Tim. Don't let him talk to you like that.
No,
You were in the treat. You listen, and not only that, you walked around Costco so much, so you even burned off more calories in your like laps around Costco shopping.
700 though. No.
Tim, were you jealous that AJ and Big Justice got famous off a Costco cookie?
That's still 700 is so much.
Yeah, it really is.
I thought it would be like 200. I figured it'd be like 200.
This is like what? No,
And the thing is, it's stuffed with chocolate. It's so good.
like I went to Subway today.
You go to Costco for lunch?
Oh yeah.
Like just for lunch?
You can't beat that $1.50 hot dog and
So you would go to
beverage.
Costco, like you'd park and deal with
What do you mean
Costco,
have? You just walk into the section where the food court is.
and like it's in and out without shopping at Costco?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're buying the food at Costco. Yeah, of course. I've done that more than once.
How many? Hold on. If you thought that the chocolate chunk from Costco had 200 calories in it, how many calories do you think a cookie from Subway is?
Well, significantly less than 700 because they're not nearly as robust.
Yeah,
They're
but hold on. You thought that the Costco one had 200 calories.
I would have said like 50 calories a
300?
cookie.
Yeah,
I would have said like 50 calories.
They had between 175 and 225, depending on what you.
Oh
get.
my God! I get the macadamia nut ones.
You're better off just going all out for the Costco cookie.
Or you're better off just not going to get a cookie after you work out.
Well, I
Well,
thought I
that's-
did not I didn't appreciate it. It was like 700 calories. I thought it was like 200.
Well,
and
you
I
go
more than
right
burned
from
that.
the gym to the cookie.
Well, to the Costco, and the cookie is like the last thing. I actually had to do some things at Costco, not just buy a treat.
Did you have to drop the stuff off at your storage locker at Costco?
I wish.
And do you see
What's
any
the-
guy? Do you see any
What's
other
the
like?
what's the poutine at Costco? I'm afraid to ask this question
No clue.
I
because, like-
bet you it's a lot.
because
I've
like I've
never
had
had
that
it.
before,
They have
thinking to myself,
poutine
I'll
at
have a quick.
Costco.
What do you think? What do you think it is?
Jeff.
Just like an honest estimation. Like going into it, like what did
I
you? think
would
it
have
was?
said like 500 calories,
Okay.
but there's no way it's that many.
Do you like-
that few?
Do you like the Costco pizza?
Well,
Yes,
hold
it's
on.
fantastic.
So what's your guess?
Well, now I'm going to guess like 800. I would have guessed 500. I'll say 800.
1,300.
Oh,
There's a reason this stuff tastes so good, Tim.
because sometimes I'll get more than just the poutine.
You get the poutine and the chocolate chunk.
There's only like 5 things on the menu.
I like them all.
That's more. But that's more than a day's worth of calories. I mean, I mean, some people are bigger; they need more calories, especially if they're burning some. But to offset your 200 calorie workout with 2,100 calories, not the best move.
Well, I didn't get the poutine this time. I've gotten it in the past, thinking I'll just get like a quick light lunch.
A light lunch. You think French fries and gravy and cheese is a light lunch?
Well, yeah, like it's quick. You can pick it up and go.
Okay.
It's in that little container. Like it's not like in a big plate or anything.
Like
in
it's
this
not
little
a heavy.
plastic
Like
thing.
it doesn't weigh
Yeah, it's
a
not.
lot.
It's not like a brick.
Yeah, it's not physically heavy, is what you're saying. Although you
Yeah.
probably can't move for 3 hours afterwards.
Like that salad would weigh a ton, right? The lettuce. I don't know what. You're
No,
talking
that's not what
about.
I'm trying to say.
Wow.
What are you trying to say?
Anyway,
are really good.
I'm sure it is really good. I'm not denying that it's very good. Usually, the worse something is for you, the better it tastes. That's almost an undeniable.
Oh wait,
fact.
like a huge chocolate chunk cookie with so much chocolate is good. Yeah, pizza's good, bro. Do you like the pizza there, Tim?
Yes, it's delicious.
I've actually never had it, but
I had it
even
just
bad
recently.
pizza is good pizza. So
I've had it somewhat recently. It's actually, and you can get a huge one for like $12. It's outrageous. how
Oh,
good-
you've gotten like a takeout full.
Oh yeah,
full
the
pie?
18-inch. Oh yeah.
An
Like-
18-inch from Costco, huh?
But like you can only eat 2 slices of that. In a
Yeah.
serving.
So what do you do? I guess you just eat it. Yeah, I like cold pizza.
yeah,
is the
you can throw it in
best.
the air fryer for a bit, but honestly, cold is just as good.
Cold cannot be just as good.
That's fine. It's a different.
No,
it's different consistency.
Cold
You know what,
pizza,
that would be
cold
a much
pizza
better
is fine.
thing.
Cold pizza is fine. It's not better than hot pizza. That's crazy.
You know that, Tim, just like a pro tip, like for the Super Bowl next time, like that's a way better thing to bring for your buddies than the
Rolls?
the like Compliments brand spring rolls.
That is true. Paul, you wanted to chime in?
Yeah, the 18-inch
I see it here too.
pizza.
Get Tim to guess.
Costco.
We have to play
How
prices.
many calories do you think it is? Cut into 12 slices.
You didn't
Have
eat the whole-
have you brought this thing in and mucked the whole thing before?
No, you.
Okay.
I really don't think you can get
It'd be
down.
tough. How many
This
calories?
isn't
slices.
fair. This
How
isn't
many,
fair.
how many
slices?
I
calories
don't
do you
like
think the
this
whole
game.
pizza has?
Well, you guys can
Take a guess.
just take a guess. At the 18-inch pizza, cheese, and this is the 18-inch cheese pizza at
Oh
Costco.
no, I get the pepperoni one.
Well, that's going to be more, pal. So I'll
okay, but I get the
but
pepperoni.
We'll just give you the cheese pizza is what we'll give you for the calorie guess you guys are doing. You guys can prices right this against each other. So Tim, you can have a guess. Jeff, you can have a guess.
1,500.
1,500 for Tim. Jeff.
Stop laughing. That must be a bad guess.
Over
Yeah,
or
like
under?
Over under 1,500.
Yeah, over for sure. I think it's probably like 24
4,500.
I'm looking at 4,956
for 2
calories.
slices.
No, for
No,
the 18-inch pizza.
For the full
Oh.
pizza. The full pizza.
That can't be right.
Yeah, I mean, I get that thing's a monster. I'm not
a
going to
monster
argue with the
pizza.
number.
Lots of
Yeah,
cheese. Lots of bread.
Yeah. And they don't skimp.
Guessing
Like
for
they
2
put like
slices or a
double
full
cheese.
pizza?
Oh, it's so good. As
I don't even like double cheese. It just
400
makes it like soggy.
413.
Oh, no.
413 per slice.
Oh,
I know.
that sounds terrible. You used to
Yeah,
work at Costco, didn't you, Paul? You must have been able to get some
I-
hot
I-
deals at the Costco food court.
I worked at
Hot
I
deals.
worked on like the overnight shift.
Okay.
Like stocking shelves. So it's like the pizzas were barely frying, like were barely getting baked by the time I left. It was like 4 a.m. until like 10 a.m. is when I
They
was
have
working.
good chicken tenders there too.
I'm not even going to look
You
those
Everything
just
up.
at
said the whole
Costco's
menu.
great.
It's only the only thing you haven't said is the ice cream cone. Which I'm
Oh,
sure you've
I
got.
love the cone, but I love the sundae more.
And these
They
are
have
all
this mixed
post
berries.
20-minute
I've-
workout items for you.
I've had the poutine.
Do you ever go to
And-
Costco without stopping for a snack?
Yes, it does happen, but like that $1.50 hot dog and soft drink is
Value, right? Just
is such a
value
great
algo.
it's such a great deal. It's like I would feel like a fool not buying that.
I'm a fat guy who enjoys it too, but I'm laughing at you saying
The hot dog is 100% beef too. It's not fillers.
How many calories do you think are in one of those hot dogs?
I don't know, 400.
Let's see here. 580.
No.
If you eat it without the bun, it's only 360. You get Austin 316.
Well, I'm certainly eating it with the bun.
But you save yourself almost 300 calories if you eat it without it.
God, their food is so good is the thing.
And it's so cheap.
Now I feel like I can't go.
Where
And
would
it's
you
so
put
cheap.
Costco in
Listen,
your fast food rankings?
I'm not saying go or don't go. I'm just trying to educate you because I know for a fact you don't know what's in this stuff.
I can't believe that cookie is 700 calories. Oh my
I mean, it's
god!
it's the size of our face, right?
Oh, it's so delicious.
I'm not debating that. I'm not debating.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's what I call a car cookie. No, never mind. Let's move on.
No, we want to hear about car cookies.
I'll like eat it on the way home before. Yeah, like I'll pick up something else to have for supper, but I'll eat that on my way home. It's sort of like an appetizer. I feel terrible about this. Let's move on.
You could just like save it for dessert at home. Toss
No,
it
I
back
want
in
to
the
eat it while it's
microwave.
hot and soft.
Yeah, but you could.
It's
It's
so
okay.
good.
You eat dessert first.
But hold on, you don't eat. You are incapable and are too scared to eat and drive at the same time. So you just park and eat it, then go home.
I eat it in the car before I leave.
Do you at least use the tray Paul got you?
Yes, I do use that tray all the time.
Okay. Well, I suppose we should get to the second part of the show unless someone else has anything else to add to this. This Price is Right calorie game is fantastic, by the way. We should do this for
I don't
everything.
like this game. I don't like this game.
What if we had to ask you what things cost?
That is literally what price.
I
is
know,
right.
but would you feel more comfortable guessing the calories or the price?
I don't know. Probably the price.
All right, we may have to do a. We'll get on Cam. Do you think Cam is good or bad at Price is Right, Jeff?
It's probably good. He looks through the coupons. You know, he's a Clipper. I spoke to Cam. I invited Cam to the baseball game on Friday.
Oh, he wasn't able to go. Friday's tough for him. I've planned out the live show, which again, you can win a free trip to. It's down in the description right now, and it will help support this show. So please go do that. But I've had to clear it 2 months in advance with Cam that he can have that Friday off and that Saturday off that we can go do this kind of thing. And even now, he's like a bit wiggly on it. He'll be there, but
Surprise! He'll be like, you speak to his boss.
yeah, that's gonna go well for me. I remember the last time I spoke to his boss, and I didn't have a boss anymore because I quit.
Yeah. Okay. Can move along. But yeah, no, Cam. Yeah, he couldn't. It was last Friday but I'm gonna try to get him out.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't hung with Cam like just outside of work in a really long time just because I don't live in the same place as him anymore. Great hang. If people think that Cam is an all-time hang, they would be correct.
Yeah, all time great hang.
And he'll love the hang. Like if we do the meet and greet after the live show and we go to a bar and meet up with anyone, people will just buy Cam drinks all night. He'll love it.
Oh, buddy, that's just like, yeah, put money in the meter and the jukebox is yours, baby. Like, that's all. That's all.
Right. The last thing I wanted to do, and obviously it won't take that time, this will just be the three of us, because I know, as Paul has pointed out, they're not golf nerds behind the camera, so it's just us. I wanted to do a quick draft of the Masters of the past 15 years. best to worst. And we'll go in the reverse order that we just did. So, Geoff, you can go first, then it'll be me, and then it will be Tim. And they can be your favorites. They can be whatever favorites. I know that we ranked them at one point, but I think it'd be fun to do a draft this way. So we'll stop it at the past 15 years. So the Angel Cabrera 2009, when he beat Kenny Perry and Chad Campbell in a playoff, will be the cutoff point. So we're not getting to Trevor Immelman in 2008. That's done. We don't want to talk about the Zach Johnson year ever anyway. So anything beyond that, you can draft. Geoff, you have the first pick.
Oh, well, this is easy. It's almost like a disqualifier because it's worth your whole board. Tiger, 19.
2019. I thought it was between two for you with that. I mean, I think 2000. Would 2019 have been your pick too, Tim? I assume it wouldn't have been.
Well, I think you have to take it for its historical meaning. I think you have to take it.
It was also, I mean, you hated that because they had to go off on threes in order to get it in before the
Yes, and they played it early in the
that's
day.
right.
But
that wasn't great. I mean, like in terms of like the quality of the tournament, that's not great.
It wasn't, but it was like one of the most competitive Masters we've seen in a really long time.
It has been the most. Yeah, it really has been the last time we've had a competitive Masters. Really.
True. Maybe Jerron Rahm and Brooks was a duel, but Tim
For
might
a
not
bit.
be
I mean,
wrong.
people chased Hideki close, but not really.
Yeah,
So no,
Hideki put it in the water late, and then it became like a bit of a thing, but it wasn't a
but
thing.
really, it's
'Cause
the
then
last close
the
Masters we had.
second after Hideki put it in the water, Xander stepped up to the par 3 and put it in the water, so it's just
that was
over.
it.
I don't even think Xander came second that year.
Oh, I don't.
Zalatoris came second.
Okay, yeah.
So it was
gets-
it was competitive, but it wasn't because I think Hideki it got close. Xander put it in the water, and then Hideki was just up by a bunch. And then I think that he bled one back when it didn't. A lot not so much like Minwoo because he had to go par. But if he doesn't make bogey on that par 5 and he makes birdie and is up by 3, but then just goes bogey and wins by 1, it's not like he was ever really in danger of losing. It was one of those situations. So I'm taking.
So I totally misspoke when I drafted Xander because I gave him that T2 here, but
It may have been a T2. I think he was T3 though. He was, let's see. Justin Rose was the first round leader that year. Schauffele was third. He was T3rd with Spieth. At -7, -10 was the winner. So you're taking 2019. I feel like I'd be doing myself a disservice if I did not draft the one single Masters that is responsible for us still talking about this and getting paid for it. It would be the 2016 Masters, Tim, when Danny Willett became the biggest benefactor ever of the Ander curse. And then it was Geoff and I afterwards.
Biggest ever?
I think so, yeah. For impact on my life, at least. And Danny Willett.
Okay.
Like, how often do you curse like an abs? It's not that he wasn't a nobody, but you take a look at the list of winners of the Masters since. They're all somebodies. They're not Danny Willett.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, since
the
Willett,
only outlier champion pretty much since we've been doing the show.
and even before that, of the past 15 years, I'd say that the only real outliers were Cabrera, Schwartzel, and Willett. Like, everyone else is a real dude.
Yep.
So 2016 is my selection, second pick in the past 15 years Masters draft. Tim, back-to-back picks for you.
I'll take 2010.
Oh, so go on about 2010.
It was just the stakes were that of the last 15 Masters, the stakes were the highest in that Masters of any Masters. You had Tiger's first tournament since his comeback. He finished 4th or 5th in that Masters. It was a ton of attention on Tiger. He played fantastically. Phil ended up winning the tournament with one of the greatest shots in Augusta history, that shot on 13 between the trees. You had Lee Westwood in the fight for the win as well. You had Freddie Couples, who was competitive until the last part of the last round for that tournament. There was just, the stakes were so incredible for that Masters. The ratings were off the charts, and it was an extremely compelling tournament. So that's my first round pick.
Anthony Kim was third that year too.
Yeah, it was a great tournament full of fun shots. It was just a really compelling tournament.
All right. Your second round pick.
2011.
Ah, fuck off. You stole my pick.
Because even though, Schwartzel was sort of a nobody who won, but the Masters has lots of people in its history who have sort of won it and then not won a whole lot else. But it just, coming down the stretch, there were like 5 guys tied for the lead. And that really could have gone any number of ways. So just for purposes of drama, I'll take 2011.
Damn it. I think when we did our Masters rankings 4 or 5 years ago, Jeff, I think I had that as my number 2 Masters of the Millennium. It was such a competitive final round. Day and Scott both came in second, and Schwartzel just went on a heater to begin that round.
He birdied the last 4 rounds, and he birdied the last 4 holes, and he pitched in on 3.
It was on 3 he pitched in, and then he was off to the races, and he just couldn't be beat. It was a great one. So with my pick, you stole my pick. So what am I going to do now? I am going to take 2017 Sergio over Rose in the playoff. As someone who had a lot of money on Justin Rose to win the Masters that year, it was not a great gambling outcome for me. But it was nice to see Sergio get it. I really wanted Rose to get one too. I was kind of rooting for them both. Remember how buried Sergio was on 13? Like his Masters was over. And then he was able to make par from the other side of the creek on the par 5. And then all of a sudden, it really did feel like it was completely over. Like I think Rose's odds went to like minus 400. And then Sergio was able to find his ball, chip it out, make par, and just be on his way, and ended up he made that big putt to get into the playoff too.
It was such compelling theater, and like how much it meant for Sergio. Sergio carrying that best player to not win the major, like a full circle. He gave the middle finger to Augusta, to then, come full circle. And it seemed like no one enjoyed their Masters win as much. Like he got married in his green jacket. Like he just named his daughter after the place. It was so special. It probably would have been in one of my next 2 picks.
They actually fell off, but I vividly remember the second to last group, Tim, at that Masters. It was Sergio and Rose playing together. And then it was Fowler and Spieth as the 2 chasers as well, which made it pretty compelling.
I didn't remember that. Interesting.
Yeah, and like Spieth fell off a cliff. He got it like within 2 after 2 holes, I think, or within 3.
And then I think he got wet on 12 again.
He did. He did get wet on 12 again.
Yeah.
All right, so that's my pick. Jeff, you got back-to-back.
So there's 2 here. I guess I'm
can have them both.
certain these are going to be both of mine. The 2018 with Patrick Reed, which was so compelling. I loved Ricky, and Ricky did everything he could that day, that week. Reed didn't relent an inch. Spieth got into that, so it was just so fun for me. But the one that might even be higher, but I guess both the picks are mine, 2013.
Yeah.
It was like the Team Australia and Tiger Woods, and it ended up Angel versus Scott, and Scott in that putt in the rain outside of Tiger Woods and like Danny Willett. For me personally, Scott in the rain is maybe of the last 15 years as iconic image for me, the golf nerd. And if you watch this show, I try to put air in his tires as much as possible, and to think where his career would have been if that putt didn't drop. Like what where else could have come? This was also the first major after he blew the Open, I believe. So it was just like it was beautiful. I loved it. And the Day Leishman Tiger, all right there as well.
So I'm torn between 2 as my final one. I'm between, this is the last pick for me. So, do you think we can go this entire draft and not have any of the past 5 majors from the 2020s drafted? That's how bad they've been.
I mean, let's just do that of 2020 on, which was the best one. Like, let's just define which that was.
Last year's.
I would argue maybe the Hideki one.
No, Bryson brought so much fun to 3 rounds of that tournament.
I mean, for 2.5 rounds, then he was done. And then it was just
Brooks and Rahm playing for a full day and a half together was pretty compelling.
Yeah,
right?
And Cantlay, Brooks being mad, Cantlay and Bennett being out there being slow as fuck. And
Still finishing second when he hadn't finished better than like 100th.
What was the first year we got like all the shots on the app?
I think
that would I say would be an iconic Masters.
It may have been the November Masters.
I don't remember. I don't know.
Like the thing about Scotty, I mean, Scotty's first win. Scotty won by 3, but he 4-putted the last hole like a goober. And then Rory and Morikawa both made their bunker shots on 18. Rory lost by 3 that year and ended up coming in second. Like that was both of Scheffler's wins, although it felt somewhat competitive last year. Like it's just within, I keep saying, within 10 minutes, it became non-competitive and it was just over. It's like, oh, great.
I don't even know how competitive it felt on Sunday morning, like before it even started, to be honest.
So Tim might zag with one of these picks. But yeah, but I'm between Bubba's first win when he beat Louis in the playoff in 2012, because there was a lot of guys, and Bubba played really well down the stretch to get into that playoff, because Louis was actually winning. I think when they got to the 15th hole or 16th hole, he was at 10 under and just couldn't close, and Bubba made some birdies coming in. Phil was lurking around that year. Peter Hansen was there that year. But the other one, which I'm going to draft, is 2009, with Angel Cabrera beating Kenny Perry and Chad Campbell in that playoff. So you had the drama of the end, but I vividly remember this because it was my last year of college. I was at Model UN, and I watched this Sunday on my birthday in New York, and I just fucked off from what I was supposed to do and went and watched the Masters instead. But do you remember this, Tim, that Tiger and Phil were paired together as the Rabbit group?
Tiger shot like 29 on the back, or on the front, or Phil shot 29 on the front.
They both went off playing together, and there was a second there where it almost felt like, oh my God, is one of these guys going to win? Because everyone at the top was just like, oh, who fucking cares about Chad Campbell and Kenny Perry and Angel Cabrera? That there was just something exciting about that maybe one of these guys.
Kenny Perry's Masters to win, and he let it go, and it was devastating.
I don't even remember if it was or not. Was it?
It was.
Yeah.
When all was said and done, like Tiger was T10 and Phil was 9th. Like it didn't end up mattering. They gave it all back on the back 9, but I think they both. Yeah, I think one of them went out in 29, the other one went out in 31 or something like that. And then just they kept pressing because they needed it. I think. Now let's see here. Mickelson ended up coming in 4th. Okay. Or he came in 5th and Woods came in 6th. So yeah, they actually had really, really good Sundays. So it's a lot of fun. Tiger eagled number 8 that day. And Phil made 6 birdies on the front. So that was pretty electric. And it's fun to, what are the famous Tiger-Phil duels? It's weird that neither of them won this, but it felt like they were actually competing head-to-head against each other. I felt like we just never saw that.
No, not really.
We didn't get it. I don't even feel like we got it enough. And what's funny is just to relay that to modern golf, and I'm not comparing any player to players, but we saw recently, would it have been the Players where people made such a big deal? Maybe it was Bay Hill. Like for how good Rory and Scotty have been in the last 2 years, they've actually never dueled a single time. You try to force feed duels by cutting off the field with elevateds. I don't know. The things they don't have, I don't know. I feel like Jack had there's so many, not that I was alive to see it, but you watch a Jack doc, it seems like there's so many individual duels. I feel like we didn't get that with Tiger and Phil at all.
Do you think, Tim, that's because there was only 5 good players in the mid-70s, so they were all just at the end every time?
Maybe. I can't speak intelligently enough to know if that's true. But it just was a happenstance that Phil and Tiger just never both clicked at the same time in the same tournaments, really.
So
too bad.
The last pick is yours of the Great Masters Draft.
I'm going to take the 2012, where Oosthuizen makes the double eagle, and where Bubba makes that crazy hook shot out of the woods on 18 to win.
That was in the playoff, wasn't it?
Yeah. And magical, yeah.
So the ones that go undrafted are Spieth's win in 2015, which weirdly may have been the most uncompetitive Masters I can remember.
Well, poor Jonas Blixt was trying to chase him down.
Is that who it was that year?
Yeah, Jonas Blixt was second in that Masters.
That is not true. It was Day, Els, Charlie Hoffman, and Justin Rose. No, that was the first round. Never mind. Let's see. Spieth beat Phil and Rose came in second, 4 back of Spieth. And Spieth went 70-70 on the weekend. And
where did Blixt finish? He was second.
Blixt came second to Bubba. No, Blixt came second the year that Spieth came second. The first year Spieth played the Masters, Bubba's win. Spieth and Blixt tied for second, trying to run down Bubba.
Okay, fair enough.
So that was the one that was the Bubba win that went undrafted. Then 2015 with Spieth gets undrafted. It was fun to see though. Just to put yourself back there at the time in 2015, Geoff, that Spieth really felt like a we still remember him as being a thing because he was so good in this time frame.
Incredible. He was so good. And him that performance being a baby there, yeah, it was almost as captivating as Bubba's win the next day, and then he came back and just dominated at that place. Should have more than one, but he doesn't, and we're still talking about it.
Do you know what the biggest margin of victory since Tiger's 12-stroke win in 1997 has been?
Rom 5?
Rom was 4.
Oh.
There is a 5er on the board.
Hmm.
'Cause it would've
Dustin?
Dustin is the answer in the November Masters.
Was that Willie and M, right? We're both debutants.
They were. Sung Jae and Cameron Smith tied for second.
Oh, sorry. Said Willie. Yeah.
Yeah, Zalatoris
Willie was another one. Yeah, Willie was
the runner-up the next year to Hideki. So yeah, I would just like a competitive Master. I don't really care who. I mean, I prefer to win my bets and everything. I would just like to have it coming down the stretch. Like, man, if someone goes birdie on 15, 16, par to win this, like that's what they have to do to win in a group of 4 people. We're just begging for that at the Masters. Golf really needs it too.
Yeah, I agree.
In the way like Tim's bracket, like the 1 seeds, like wouldn't it be fucking amazing? Like Scotty going for back-to-back, Rory going for everything, and then pick any of like Brooks, Rom, Bryson.
It's Bryson.
Like, is this
the answer is,
live?
like the answer of the final 4 that you want, the final 2 pairings at the Masters this year, Scotty and Rory, Bryson and Spieth. Because then like you'll have like the outlier weird Spieth thing where he's like the new Fred Couples. He just always plays well at Augusta.
Yeah. I hope you're right. Oh my God, I'm gonna say something horrible. There's a tragedy is unfolding. Okay?
Does it involve Meghan Markle?
No, it is so much worse. It is so much worse. I don't know whether I'd have been better off learning about this recently or thinking about it forever, but I found out recently and my body just like collapsed inside.
Was it that those cookies have 700 calories? Because that's what happened to me.
No. You would think people think that like Jews control things, Jews have a say in things. This goddamn Passover, Seder's, 2 of them, Saturday, Sunday, Masters.
Oh no.
It's like it's the worst thing the Jews have been through in years. This is a tragedy. All I can assure my wife is that I'll be in attendance. Participation, that's off the table. I will be to think I gotta like watch the end of fucking moving day with.
Why is this Masters different from all other Masters?
Oh my God. Yeah. Leave the door open for me. I'll be Eliyahu. I'll show up after. Oh my God. I don't even,
The extra chair at the Seder is actually left for Geoff.
Yes. I am. I could cry. I could cry. I care about so little. It just gets taken away from me. Oh my God.
However, I will say,
there are so few people. Hold on.
Delicious.
There are so few people on earth that I would want to be with on a Masters Sunday. Like the amount of people on earth that I would tolerate to be in my presence on a Masters, and I'm not talking like I'm special. I'm nothing. I'm a nobody. But I am in my own orbit, and I'm sorry, like you don't got a wristband. You can't come in. And I this is what a just soul-crushing development. So there, I've whined about 3 things, maybe more on the show today. But like my eyes, like just a tragedy. When does the 2026 Masters start?
I don't know, but it feels like they pushed Easter super late. Tim, you're an Easter specialist. Why is it so late this year?
It's the first Sunday after the first full moon after the first day of spring. So it can land anywhere between the 22nd of March to the 25th of April. That's how it works.
I don't ever recall it being in March or this late. Maybe I just don't.
It was in March last year.
Was it really?
It was the 31st of March last year.
Yeah, it feels like it. I found out the other day that March had 31 days. So
it does.
See, Ron, when it gets to this time of year, I'm just thinking Masters, and usually Masters and Easter just hover around each other. But after the Masters seems it's a bit much. Like, calm down here, Easter. Figure it out. It's too late.
Yeah, Tim,
too
like
late.
I've been seeing that Easter chocolate in the stores, thinking when's the sale?
Yeah, it's late this year.
Yeah, forever.
Tim has already consumed it after he swam for 25 meters.
Yeah,
I'm looking at
apparently.
those
Yeah.
Reese's bunnies, thinking I'm gonna get you.
But it'll be like that golf shirt all over again. You'll not get it.
I'll miss the drop.
You'll miss the drop just like you missed the golf shirt.
All right.
Unless you hide it like you did the golf hat.
Well, that was fun. I think it was a fun kickoff to the 2025 Masters.
Yes, we're off and running.
I appreciate you guys coming on. Follow Geoff at G Fienberg. I want to thank Paul and Jared for jumping in, being the fourth team in our Masters draft. Remember to rate our teams. Tell me who has the best one. Smash the like, sub to the channel, and that cool bet giveaway if you want to win a free trip. And the thing is, as Geoff has pointed out and I have pointed out, you don't even need to come see the live show. If you just want to win like a trip to Toronto with airplane tickets, hotel, and just hang for 3 days and do whatever the hell you want, that's part of it too. You can just do that. You don't have to go to the things if you don't want to. But what you need to do is go to CoolBet and join in the link in the description. You can opt into the PME Masters Challenge and go bet. Every $10 you bet at Valero, Masters, and Heritage gets you a ballot in the giveaway. So I want to thank all of you for doing that. And of course, Tim Cust
Tim Gust.
It's not my name.
for being on the line today. Did I get you off guard with the first drop we did in this show?
Yes, you did.
I was trying to mix it up a little bit on you here. Give the people something new.
Well, it worked.
Did you see the thumbnail for the show?
Yes, it's quite funny.
It got fixed because it looked like you had a snaggle tooth in one of the pictures.
Oh, hark! Oh, snaggle tooth, not snaggle puss. Sorry.
Oh, that is a great picture. Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah, so people will enjoy it. They already know what it is because they've seen this episode if they've made it to the 1 hour and 47-minute mark. But here we are. So thank you all for watching. Sub to the newsletter. All my stuff is going to be in there, or just follow me at the PME because I'll have my pinned articles up there as well. I'll see you next time.
That Mayo experience. Experience.